Hello, class. My name is Alan Pierce, and in this reflection, I want to share how I've seen the sales profession evolve. From the traditional old school model of selling to the more modern, relationship driven, and technology approach that we see today. My perspective comes from my experience working in sales at Charter Communications, where I've witnessed firsthand how the tools, techniques, and expectations of sales have changed dramatically. Not long ago, sales was primarily about transactions and persuasion. The goal was to close the deal as quickly as possible, often through repetitive outreach like cold calls or door to door visits. Success measured by how many people you could reach and how many contacts you could sign. Salespeople were viewed as pitchmen, the ones who convince customers to buy. Training often focused on memorizing product details and delivering a smooth script. The relationship between buyer and seller usually ended once the sale was completed. Tools were limited to notebooks, printed rate sheets, and maybe even a landline phone. That older model worked in an era where customers had limited access to information and relied on salespeople to learn about new products. It was a simpler time, but also one where customers had less control and sales were often one sided. Fast forward to today, and sales looks completely different. The focus had shifted from pushing a product to solving a problem. Modern salespeople are expected to act as consultants and partners, guiding customers through complex decisions rather than simply convincing them to buy. In my own work at Charter, the days of door knocking were replaced by digital tools and data driven technologies. I use Salesforce and other CRM platforms to manage customer interactions, track leads, and tailor conversations to each of the client's particular needs. These systems made it easier to understand customer history, preferences, and potential issues before even starting a conversation. Another huge shift is how AI and automation are shaping the future. AI tools can now help identify which leads are most likely to convert into sales, recommended next steps, and even draft personalized outreach messages. But despite all this technology, the heart, in my opinion, of selling hasn't disappeared. It's still about building trust and delivering real value. The difference is not that now technology enhances those relationships instead of replacing them. The biggest difference between yesterday's and today's sales profession is mindset. Yesterday's salesperson asked, "How do I get this?" While while today's salesperson asked, "How do I build a relationship that really lasts?" When I worked with customers, I found that real success came from listening, understanding their frustrations, identifying what they actually needed, and then creating solutions that truly help them. This approach not only improved customer satisfaction, but it also created long term loyalty, which was important. Where old school sales relied on persistence, modern sales relies on insight. Where it once depended on repetition, it now depends on adaptability and collaboration. And while door to door tactics have largely given way to digital marketing, social outreach and CRM tracking, the personal connection remains the most important part of the job. In the end, the evolution of sales reflects the evolution of business itself. The profession has moved away from persuasion to partnership, from intuition to information, and from transactions to trust. My experience at Charter Communications taught me that while technology and AI are powerful tools, the true key to success in sales is still that human connection.